Andyan ka pala! Andito na naman ako! And with me today are my HOYA compactas. One of my previous videos, I mentioned that I'm also gonna share how I take care of these HOYAs. I want to share how I take care of my HOYA compacta because my OG HOYA compacta, the very first or one of the oldest HOYAs that I have, was in bloom. At the moment, all of them are all spent, but I did get a footage of the strand wherein it has 3 active blooms or like open blooms. That one is still in soil. It is one of my oldest HOYAs, and in reality I am actually scared to transition it to LECA because I've also read that those established HOYAs, you shouldn't be basically bugging them that much because yeah, they're already established in roots, established in soil, so why bother? If it's working, why are you gonna fix it? But I do have these 3 other HOYAs in front of me. HOYA compactas. I do have a regular HOYA compacta, the green one here. I did got this as a cutting, and now it is in passive hydro or in LECA, and it has given me all these new leaves. And also, if there is a compacta green, there is a HOYA compacta albo marginata, or the margins of the leaf is white. Albo means white, marginata means margin. So yeah, so this is my HOYA compacta albo marginata. This has been in LECA, the oldest amongst these 3 in front of me right now, and it did give me new growths. It is not, you can't really see it because it just curled up, but yeah, like all those shiny new ones, those are new growths. And the last one is the HOYA compacta Mauna Loa, or the variegated version. The variegation is in the middle of the leaves, in contrast to the albo marginata, which is on the outside of the leaves. So this is a gift to me by Yen Robles, or at these plants _, and it's doing well so far in LECA. It was in soil and I transitioned it, and there's a new growth actually coming out there. So let's go ahead. So how do I take care of these HOYAs? Just like I said earlier, I do have it in soil and soil free. The one in soil, I only water it if I pinch the leaves. If I pinch the leaves and it gives, and I do see wrinkling. If you see wrinkling, that's like, I would say that's really dehydrated. So water it before that, because obviously you don't want to always stress your plants. They don't have to be stressed at all times. So, but if they give, yes, Jill. So go look for one of the mature leaves and pinch it. If it gives, then it needs water. These are all like, they're not mature yet, more juvenile. So even if they're in water or like they're hydrated, it will still give. But you'll tell the difference. I'll insert a video of this one here of my old compacta because it is hanging up right behind you guys right now. But for the ones in LECA or in passive hydro, obviously if there's no more water in the reservoir, I would refill it up. But I only do all the way until it touches the bottom of the nursery pot. And I also do flushing with the ones in LECA because it will develop these white sediments on the rocks, on the clay bowls. And you don't want that because again, as it goes by, it will get concentrated, and anything in excess is not good for your plants or even for us. Anything in excess for something that's alive is not good. So you want to flush that. You see that? Flush it. This one is due for a flush. So for me, for my routine, I just flush it maybe every 7 to 10 days, or if I'm off, I flush them. So that's in watering. Fertilizing, for the one is still in soil, I just water. So I fertilize it with this one. I just spray it all over the leaves and avoiding the blooms as instructed here. It says here, in addition to regular watering, spray leaves, roots, and growing media once per week, taking care to avoid flowers. So I just follow the instruction. I spray everywhere. Even the ones that are in LECA, I just spray it. I like extra vitamins, extra. And I did get this tip from Gretchen of Greenhouse Girl 86. Is it 86? But I'll insert her handle here on Instagram. But yeah, I learned this from her. Follow her. She has a lot of awesome tips on gardening because she does work at a nursery or a garden center, and she owns a lot of plants. So yeah, check her out. You learn a lot of stuff. I do learn a lot of stuff from her. So that's fertilizing in general, but I do use this and for my nutrient water. I use this tomato fertilizer that one of the people from my local hydroponic store recommended to me, and all of them are happy. Like, roots are healthy, the leaves are just like going gangbusters with me, so that one's good. So that's what I do for nutrient wise. For pest control, for my Hoya compacta that's still in soil, after getting it, maybe after 2 weeks of getting it, I noticed that the leaves were getting dried faster than what I would expect, especially after watering it. Instead of like maybe if growing season, normally it'll get dry 7 days, but it was just getting drier faster, like the leaves are looking wrinkly. So I looked closer into it, there were mealybugs. So mealybugs, I would say that would be the most common pest that you might encounter with Hoyas, especially Hoya compacta, because they would be loving to hide in between those crevices on these crinkled leaves. So what I did with that, I just used alcohol and alcohol swab and kill them one by one until they're all gone. So I think I was doing that vigilantly for the first 2 weeks, and then every other day, and then until like now I haven't had any issues with mealybugs since then. And also I read somewhere that if your plants are stressed, they would emit this chemical response that would attract those bugs. So if you don't stress your plants so much, they won't release those chemicals, therefore they won't attract pests. So happy plants will basically protect themselves. So try to keep your plants happy. For the ones in passive hydro, thank God I haven't seen any pests on them because I do have a bunch now. I do use Azamax. I mix it with my nutrient water, and I just put it in the reservoir, and then it acts as like a systemic pesticide or anti-pest. Yeah, it's supposed to be better than the chemical pesticides that's out there. And also do be cautious. It is also harmful to the pollinators outside. So if you're gonna use Azamax, be cautious on how you dispose of it. So for me, I just use it inside our house. So if they come in here, they're not welcome here, they will die. Yeah. So that's for pest control for me. Lighting wise, so the one that's been blooming for me, the old compacta that's still in soil, it is right next to my window that is a west facing, so it gets bright indirect light like all throughout the morning until the afternoon sun. It can get a little bit harsh, but we do have a building, like the other condo, the unit is right next to us, so it somewhat filters it, and the morning light bounces back to it, like the east facing, the morning light bounces to that building, and then my Hoyas get that morning light, then the afternoon light, and then the kind of harsh afternoon light for a little bit. So that's what it's getting it, so it gets a ton of light. And then these little ones, they are in my plant case. If you haven't seen a glimpse of it on my previous video on how I propagate, I'm gonna link that card here. It is there, so it's east facing window. It gets a lot of light in the morning, and then in the afternoon it can see a good amount of the sky, as per houseplant journal would say. Give him a good look of the sky. And afternoon wise, since it's the east facing window, and just like I said before, there is a building right next to it, so the afternoon sun bounces back to them and then gives some more light to the plants. And after that, those that are on the bookcase, they do get a supplemental grow light, just like this, the Mauna Loa and this regular green one, they're over there, so they get a supplemental light from my grow light after the sun has set until we go to bed, which was very late, so like extra 4 to 5 hours of grow light. The same thing with this one that is on the plant corner there. So those are the lighting. And humidity. I do keep my humidity, especially around here in the living room, like 55 to 65. And then it can get a little higher depending on if we're cooking in the kitchen. And in the bedroom, I do keep my humidity 65 to 80 sometimes, depends. So around that, a little bit higher than 50, and they seem to like it. And I think if they are also in LECA, and if you just bunch your plants together, that will also create a little bit of a micro ecosystem for them that will boost up the humidity around the plants. How I take care of them. And then in terms of letting them bloom, this is just my opinion and my experience. If you do give it a lot of light, because that's how they produce energy, it will bloom for you, because again, extra energy. And then if you're giving it enough, what is this one? Nitrogen phosphate. I think it's the phosphate that will help your plant bloom more. Correct me if I'm wrong, but again, just give it the best possible location that you can give. If you're not giving it enough energy, it's not gonna bloom for you, it's not gonna grow for you. So yeah, don't expect it to grow if you're gonna stick it in your bathroom without any windows. So if you just provide the best opportunity for it to grow, they will grow for you. So I hope you learned something, and if you have any addition or recommendation, comment it down below so we can learn together. And yeah, if you haven't been following us, our handle is up here at Julian's_plant_corner. That is a long name. Follow us there. And I did just finish a giveaway, and I posted it there. I'm gonna also post a picture here, because before someone asked me who won the previous video. So these are the people who won, because I did give away 2 plants. So these are there. Congratulations. I'll see you next time, and may you always be blessed.